So I watched a video recently on some guy who made a massive supercapacitor. He took a barrel, filled it full of carbon, put some copper pipes in there, and hey presto, it worked. And it was such a scam, hey, because it was obvious that it wasn't going to work. But it did make me think. It got a load of views because it was super easy to make. It's a shame that although it was super easy to make, it didn't do anything. But I gave a lot of thought about how to make the world's simplest battery that is super easy to make, and this is it. I've got myself a pot. Now obviously I'm using this little jar, but it'll work just the same as any other. And here I've got a bit of copper mesh that I've put some plastic around, and that plastic is conductive plastic, and I can stick that in the bottom. So copper mesh covered in plastic. Let's put some water in. So fill it full of water, connect it up, there we go, and it's connected to this little motor right here. The other side you'll notice is missing its connection, so what I've got is a bit of zinc. Maybe I connect it to a bit of zinc foil. Now we can add magic ingredient X, which is this stuff, it's iodine. I got my gloves on because iodine stains your fingers unless you wear gloves. So let's drop a bit of iodine in there. There we go. Ta-da! That's it. That's all you have to do with it. Now if I put this zinc in here, that is actually a complete battery, but it'll take a little bit to get going. Once it starts going, then it's going to go really, really quickly, and what will happen is that this will go purple. When it goes purple, that'll be zipping along, and once that's gone purple, as its energy drains, that'll go clear again. Now I can't think of a simpler battery. What it is a reaction between the zinc and the iodine, so we'll eat the zinc away. But only a certain amount of zinc relating to how much iodine you put in. So if you put a load of iodine in there, we'll use a great big lump of zinc, like a boat cathode or something like that. And if you don't have any patience for it, then you can add a pinch of salt to that. So the pinch of salt that you add is potassium iodide. But again, you don't have to, just leave it. You'll notice it's going kind of purpley at the bottom there. It'll do that very gradually, but if we put a little bit of salt in there, it'll happen that much quicker. Let me give you a close-up of that. And there she goes. So that battery will get stronger and stronger the more purple this gets, and then as I say, once it begins to die it'll go clear again. Once you've done that foaming process, it's rechargeable. All you have to do is hook it up to 1.2 volts, you can recharge it. But I can't think of a simpler device. I mean, what we've got is really two main ingredients, iodine and a little bit of patience. If you have that little bit of patience, once it gets going, it is formed. After it's formed, it will charge and discharge like any other battery, and you'll be able to run something out of it. Now remember, some serious things to consider. Batteries work best when these plates are in close contact. Because they're far apart from each other, then there's a lot of resistance in there. So it's going to be relatively Coulomb inefficient. But then you pay for that because it was super easy to make, and it's one of those things that will actually work as opposed to being a bit of a scam. You've seen it for yourself, it's dead easy to try. Water, iodine, zinc, a little bit of patience, and you'll get yourself a battery. And as I say, once it's formed, it's going to be a rechargeable battery. Main issue is it's a relatively high ESR. It also has a self-discharge problem, because obviously the way it's working is the iodine is diffusing across, reacting with the zinc, and that's what's creating the energy. If you leave it discharged, that won't stop happening. That'll still happen. So if you don't want any self-discharge with it, you have to do this. There we go. Now it won't self-discharge because there's no zinc left in there. If I want it to start again, all I've got to do is pop the zinc back in and the battery will start again. So the self-discharge is easy enough to do something about, pick the zinc out. Again, it's not ideal, I understand that, but it is just crazy simple to make. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you very much for watching, and please do remember to like and subscribe.